All right, Jail Report fans, this is Greg Rickabaugh, publisher of the Jail Report, and I've got an interesting story that we brought to you in last week's paper, but I was able to talk to the suspect in this case, and I want to bring you her side of the story. Now, it is kind of disturbing and disgusting in some of the details, but it was this original story that aired in our paper. DUI suspect tries to urinate and defecate on cop while he's driving her to jail. So that is our story, and that's what we're going to go over. And so let me just give you a little intro here, and then I'm going to tell you, take you through my interview on Facebook with Caitlin Brown, who you see on the screen here. I said an Augusta woman who was caught driving drunk early Saturday did the unthinkable while being carted off to jail in Columbia County. Caitlin Brown, 27, tried to go to the bathroom on the deputy as he drove. Here's what the deputy wrote in the report. Quote, while in transport to the Columbia County Detention Center, I observed Miss Brown elevate her rear end out of the seat in attempts to urinate and defecate through the top of the barrier and onto myself as I was driving the patrol car. I could see urine on the protective barrier. Miss Brown stated, see, I told you I had to pee. I also had to S too, as she laughed, S being the foul word for defecate. So that's just a little opening. I'm going to go over further details later, but I want to get right away to my interview with Caitlin because, I really pride myself on at least trying to get the other side of the story if possible. We did that with the Casey Brooks case and the preschool case, and that story ended up going national and continues to get huge coverage these days with her allegations that her child was being mistreated, and that's why she assaulted the preschool teacher. But in this case, Caitlin Brown, I found her on Facebook, and I decided this just sounds too gross and to be true, and let me see what she has to say about it. So here's what I wrote her. You can see it on the screen here. I'm writing a story about your DUI arrest for the Jail Report. Want to comment? Sounds like you gave deputies a hard time. And I said my name there, which she could see through my profile. But anyway, she said, it took her a while to answer, but on September 28th, she said, that was a few days after this happened, on September 25th, she said, I was drugged and almost raped before that happened, but have at it. And then she went on, never been in any trouble and won't get into any more. But thanks for being so interested in my downfall. And she unsent a message there later. Best of luck to you. She also sent me this photo. You can see this photo. I've cleaned it up a little bit in Photoshop. It's kind of dark there, but she said also the mugshot is awful. This is the mugshot she's referring to. So she's got much better photos of herself on her Facebook, which you can see there. She said the mugshot is awful. Again, she gave her defense. So I quoted directly from the report, which I just read to you. While in transport to the jail, I observed Miss Brown elevate her rear end out of the seat in attempts to urinate and defecate through the top of the barrier. She responded by saying, I only peed myself, and then laugh face. But yes, embarrassing as hell. She also unsent a message. Now, just to show you, I actually got a screen grab of our initial conversation, and she said there, oh, and passed gas, I heard. Either way, they had to inform me of everything that happened. She's claiming not to remember what happened. She said, I wasn't aware I don't use drugs. I was fresh off work and had one drink and it did me wrong. Lesson learned. I said, the driver reeked of alcohol. And again, I was taking from our story, which was based on the sheriff's report that we got. But I told her the driver reeked of alcohol and had a small bottle of Hennessey in the drink holder and 2 packages of Daly's frozen alcoholic beverage. One was open and empty, the other unopened. She continued, but people like you I pray for. God has me and never let me go. She says, I love you. I said, they say that you kicked, bit, and spit on officers, broke one officer's personal Apple Watch, and you ended up in a padded cell. She said, I heard. I said, I'm surprised you were released on bond after being charged with 5 felonies. Let's look at that. Her charges here are 4 counts of willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. She apparently had tough interactions with several officers. Interference with government property, also a felony, and a lot of traffic charges you can see here. DUI, driving while license suspended, shouldn't have even been on the road. Open container, no proof of insurance. Okay, so that's that. She says, I said, I was surprised to see she was released on bond. Yes, a whole lot of money, she said. Me too, but I've spoken with officers and apologized, and they knew I wasn't in my right mind. I'm not a bad person, but it's your job to focus on the one bad experience I went through. I have no problem with that. Good day. And I said, you blame it all on what? You were drugged? I wanted to kind of clarify what she was talking about, what her claims of being drugged. She said, I don't remember anything, sir. I don't owe you any explanation either. I said, you don't. I was offering to tell your side of the story. All I have is the officer's report. I said, have a good night. She says, well, I have to go to court first, right? That's when I tell my story. I said, I'm just glad I wasn't on the road where you were driving, which is a big thing for me. I've seen the deadly consequences of DUI, and it scares me to death, which is why I normally don't travel after midnight much on the roads. She said, I wasn't on the road. You just got no answers. I was in a neighborhood, but all you have is a report to go by. Best of luck trying to make my life worse than it's already gotten. The reports are always wrong in the beginning. I quoted from the report. I said, at 3:51 a.m. on September 25th, I initiated a traffic stop on a silver 2011 Nissan Sentra on Washington Road and William Few Parkway. She said it was in a neighborhood. The report says it was on Washington Road and William Few Parkway, which she told me she didn't remember anything, so I wasn't sure how she knew she was in a neighborhood. She unsent a message there. I repeated the thing. She said, okay, like I said, not trying to make it worse, but I am trying to understand your thinking. You look like a nice person on your Facebook page. You were a deputy assaulting monster on Saturday, which I was telling her that's what the sheriff's report makes her out to be, and that's why I was asking her for her side of the story. She said, I was an embarrassment Saturday to my whole family and to my 7-year-old child. Unfortunately, I have no knowledge of anything other than speaking with them 2 days later. I said, when did you get out of jail? She said, 2021. I said, what day? Monday? She says, I'm passing your information to my attorney. And I said, okay, great. She said, you can ask him for any further questions. Thank you. It's been great. I said, good luck. She said, hope your story goes well, Greg, honestly. I said, it should go well. Glad I got both sides of the story. Nice of you to apologize to officer. And she said, nice of you to harass me. So there you go. That's my conversation with her. And just to go over just more from the report, it was really a shocking report to me. I had not really seen this kind of interaction in a DUI case. But they are saying that at 3:51 a.m. Saturday, a deputy pulled over the woman's silver 2011 Nissan Sentra on Washington Road on William Few Parkway. The vehicle's registration came back suspended and no valid insurance. The driver reeked of alcohol and, as I mentioned, had a small bottle of Hennessey in the drink holder and 2 packages of Daly's frozen alcoholic beverage. One was open and empty, the other unopened. The deputy asked her, when was the last time you had something to drink? She said, 4 hours ago. I'm good. I just need to pee. After being detained, she became hysterical and began shouting that officers were going to have to shoot and kill her. She fought their attempts to put her into a patrol car as she spit, bit, and kicked the deputies, the report says. And then came the disgusting ride to jail that ended in a quick walk to the showers, quote, to clean off feces and urine, the report says. It didn't end there. Quote, Ms. Brown wrapped her leg around Deputy Jailer Miranda Lane, not letting her go, the report says. They called for assistance from Deputy Jailer Jason Hughes. The jailers were able to break Mrs. Brown's leg hold on Deputy Lane and moved her from the shower into the padded cell. That is when Deputy Wilkins stated Ms. Brown kicked Deputy Lane in the face. Ms. Brown then spit on Deputy Hughes's face. Ms. Brown was secured into a padded cell. And again, the report details how Deputy Hughes's personal Apple Watch was destroyed during the altercation. Again, as I mentioned, Brown ended up with 5 felony charges, including interference with government property and 4 counts of obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and the other traffic charges to include DUI. And again, my whole purpose in bringing the story to you is that she had her side of the story, and I always like to encourage that. If you ever are in the jail report and want to tell your side of the story, please contact us at jailreport@gmail.com. You can reach me on text or by phone at 803-487-3224. But we do like to tell the other side of the story. Some people have accused us of not calling suspects to get their side of the story, and we can't always reach them. But in this case, I was able to track her down through Facebook and get her side of the story. So that's her side of the story. You can choose what to believe, but it sounds like a bad night on the road on September 25th for Caitlin Brown, and she'll have to answer that in court, like she said. So that's our story for today. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell on the YouTube channel to be notified of new videos that come out, and we will see you later.